back to interiors. Hello guys and welcome back. Today, we will see the basic steps in making interiors using Blender. This should be a fun and simple scene for beginners to follow, so have fun. Now, as most of you know, I am an advocate of the default cube right to survive, so select it, hit Tab for edit mode, and move it up while holding Control to level the bottom of the cube with the grid. This way we can scale from the floor level. After that, press N to open the side panel. There we can put some dimensions for the room. A 6 by 5 should be enough, with a height of 2.7 for the bottom ceiling, plus 20 centimeters above that for the roof. To make the bottom ceiling, we can copy the top face with Shift-D and move it down by 0.2 meters, then hit P to separate it from the cube. To position the camera, go to Front View and hit Ctrl-Alt-Number Pad 0. I usually put the camera height around 1.2 depending on the shot and change the camera frame to a ratio of 1 to capture the ceiling. For the first shot, I want the left side to show part of the window, so I will add that first, then get back to the camera. Once you select the face for window, add couple of cuts on it with Ctrl-R. Use the bevel shortcut Ctrl-B to easily make a space for the window, or use the numbers to add specific cuts for any exact dimension you have. After that, extrude the face to outside by 0.1 and delete it. Now back to the camera, first set the focal length to 28 for interiors, then move it back until you include all the things you want to show in the frame. Now if a wall stand between you and your shot, use the clipping in the camera setting to remove it. This value can expand the view range without messing the focal length. Switch now to render view, then change the engine to cycles and use the GPU device. We can change the viewport samples to something low. Around 20 samples can show you what the render look like while working, and make sure to turn on the denoise option. For the world lighting, let us first add a sky texture. We also need a sun in the scene, and to link the sky and sun together, we can use the sun position add-on, so turn it on from the settings. Assign both the sun and the sky to direct their light. In the world settings, we have mainly two values at top, the sun, intensity and size, and at bottom we have three fields to control the light direction. I did experiment with it, and you should too, and if you want, you can copy the same numbers if you're working on the same axis. I will make the sun size on 15 to lose the sharpness and give it around 0.2 for the intensity value. We can make the render happen in the camera frame only from either the camera display settings or from the render region option under the frame dimensions. Now, before we start modeling some basic furniture, it's better to turn on the back face culling option and make sure your normals are in the right direction. You can check that from the overlays. The blue should be inside. If not, select all faces and flip the normals. This can help us see inside the room from outside. To the modeling part, we will start with this wall piece behind the bed. So add a cube and place it in the corner. We can turn on the snap tool and make it on vertices to easily align objects and snap them together. This tool is a must in interiors, so get accustomed to it. I don't have any specific dimensions for it. It will be around a 1 meter height, and we will place behind it a hidden light, then make a couple of pieces from it along the wall, or you can make it as one, then cut it later. Both works the same. Let us add a cut on this piece to make a hidden place for the light, then copy the mesh in edit mode 3 times so we end up with 4 pieces. Once you're done, add a bevel modifier to the mesh to smooth the edges, and always remember to apply Scale with Control A in object mode if you're using any command or modifier on any mesh. We can also shade smooth the object, then turn on the auto smooth from the normal. On the right side of the front wall, we still have 1 meter, which we can use as a closet or a wardrobe if you want. I will do a simple door frame on it, so nothing special. I will also model some simple stands or drawers around the bed area. Now that we are done with the front wall, let us bring the bed model. You will have the file for all the models in the description box packed and ready to use. Once I place the bed, I need to reposition the camera to center it in front of the model. I will also adjust the bottom ceiling to make some opening around the walls for the surrounding hidden light. Move it around zero point 0.1 for the front wall at the right. Keep the same zero point 0.1 value, however. Make it low around the cabinet since we make it go above the ceiling. I will leave the back wall for now and focus on my camera view. And for the window side, make the opening zero point 0.2 for the curtains. To add some lights in the scene, make a new collection. I will move both the camera and sun there to keep things organized. We will start with the front wall's hidden lights. In the small area we made on those 4 pieces along the wall, add an area light and scale it to fit, then direct it to cast light on the wall. In the area, light settings, hit the Use Nodes button. This way we can adjust the color of the light with the temperature value using the black body node. A value of 4200 should be warm enough for this scene. We did make a video on the black body node if you want to learn more around it. Switch to render view to adjust the light before making a copy of it above the ceiling. This way, we cast light on the wall from top and bottom. For the floor material, I will use the kit library. You can get the add-on from the main site and install it in Blender, then log in to register and get free models and materials directly inside Blender. Now, from the library top bar, switch to materials and search for wood or floor. This will be a pick and choose process, so it might take you a couple of minutes to settle on the best flooring option. I will go with this one, but let me first select the floor faces and assign them to a separate material. Once you assign the faces, drag and drop the material on the faces to show it. We also need to UV edit it. To do that, hit the U key while the face is selected and choose Smart UV, then scale it to fit. Let us switch to render mode to adjust the material saturation. Add a hue saturation node before the base color, put the saturation on half, and increase the brightness value to 1.5 or 2 up to your preferences. I will also use the library since we have it now to search for a wall plaster. I need it to be white and smooth, so let us look for one. I end up with this material, but the color is off-white by a lot, so I will add a gamma node before the base color and crack it down to brighten the wall. Most of the remaining models we made will have one of two materials, either a reflective white or a metallic dark one. For the white material, make the roughness on 0.35 and experiment with the color or copy the hex code I used. I will add the black material on the ceiling, and for that, I will add a cut there to make a place for the spots, though I won't add them since it will be dark on dark, and it's a day shot after all, so I will leave it to you. Once you inset the face on the ceiling, extrude it up by zero point 0.1 and assign the inner faces to a new material. This new dark material will have some metallic in it with a dark shade, and again you can copy the hex code to stay on the same page with us. We can now add those two materials to any model we have or made by assigning it to the model or using Ctrl L to link copy materials data around the scene. To finish the scene, we need to bring the remaining models we will use for this shot, and that will be the curtain, the window, the carpet under the bed, with some books and a handle model for the cabinet wall. So play some cat music and have fun arranging those around the room. Couple of things I need to model. First, two lamps, one on the right side of the bed, with a small cube extruded on each face alone, then place on it a sphere to work as a light. The cube will get the same white material, and the sphere above it will have an emission light. I will add another lamp on the left, this time add a cone shape, and tweak the scale on the Z. Then bevel the top point to make a circle shape, and extrude it up to reach the top face. This lamp will hang down from the ceiling. You can inset and extrude the cone shape and empty it inside, then bevel the edges and give it the dark material. Let us add an area light inside, make it on desk shape, and scale it to fit. Let me also model an electricity socket on the wall. This will be an easy one, just a cube with couple of cuts. For the socket's opening, use the loop tool to switch the square faces into circles and extrude them to inside. Then bevel the shape and give it one of the two materials we have. One last thing is the floor vent. Add it under the windows area and shape it in any model you want, then give it the dark material. Switch to render view to see what we have. This looks nice and ready to render. The render settings is quite simple. Make the samples between 200 and 600 depend on the quality you want. I kept it on 200, but doubled the resolution. Put the denoiser on optics and turn off the caustics since we don't have any glass in this shot. You do need to process the render afterward, either inside Blender with compositing or with third-party program like Photoshop, and we did videos on both topics, so pick and choose. I will leave the back wall for you to exercise with it, however. If you want me to make it or anything else, just comment down below. And that's it. Like the video if you're still here, and share it with your friend and family. See you guys next time. Stay sharp. Goodbye.